Hey guys, so here is clips from Wednesday and a little bit Thursday. So I filmed stuff for the prong collar on Wednesday and I just wasn't thrilled with how I recorded it. So just after this is a clip from Thursday morning. I redid the prong collar video. Right here we're working on place. Alfred was really nervous with this, especially being in the lobby. So there's actually a bucket of treats and bones right next to him. And he was like, oh my goodness. Now he's also very goofy where he like flings himself off the play Scott. So when I release him, I say, okay, and he gets to like come off of it. Well, he comes off with a little extra pizzazz, as you'll catch when he does this. Beautiful focus. We're working on the leave it impulse command while we're working on place. So I'm tossing a treat and he can't go get it. I'm using my body as a blocker. And then when I release him, he doesn't get to have that treat. He has to go through me to get to that. So essentially it's like a double whammy for him. He's doing really well with this. I do have him on the prong collar, but I'm using it as more of his body weight than me actually giving him corrections, because what I want him to realize is he can't just pull with all of his body. And when he's with me, he's getting rewards, he gets praise, and he wants to do this. It's just he kind of gets his body taken for a ride a little bit. So a lot of times I'm using luring behaviors and working on just this focus. The next couple clips are going to be us walking and prong collar stuff that we did as just as an extra on Thursday morning because it was such a nice
Hi
day.
guys. So I pulled him out of the pool yard this morning and he's like, hello, I'm ready. I am ready for my daily allotment of treats. I am ready to work. I love him so much. So I wanted to film more information about the prong collar and also kind of talking about the differences of technique, because we talked about the martingale and he was just blowing through it. He was pulling through with all of his might. So doing the prong collar is, again, that aversive to say, hey, I need you to really listen with this. And he's doing phenomenal on it, but I want to build up your confidence in utilizing it. So really quickly, when you have a prong collar, first and foremost, I recommend the brand Hermspringer. They're kind of the prong collar maker that is out there. They have the really nice points, so they're nice and soft. Sometimes if you do an off-brand, they can get kind of pointed, unfortunately. So these have a high consistency rate. They're made really well. But when we fit a prong collar on, you're going to fit it similar to the martingale collar. The only difference is that this has more metal than that cloth. As he gets better with this, as he ages, and you're not having to use this to actively use walking, that's where we can start doing slip lead or martingale walks in a calmer environment. So we can fade out of this tool. This isn't a tool that's lifelong. It can be a tool to bridge through the teenager phase. So how we stick it on is similar to the martingale collar. We're going to fit, so you'll have this extra piece, so you're going to open it all the way up and you'll fit it on his head. Now, my prong collars have a nice little buckle that makes it easy to take on and off. Depending on the one that you guys get, we'll probably have a throat latch. That's where you're going to have to pinch, essentially, to get these open. And the prongs just go through open. Ooh, let's see if you can do that. Open and close right here. The reason why they're called pinch collars initially is because you have to pinch the prongs to get them on and off, not because they pinch the dog. Fun little misconception there. But Alfie, yes, good boy. So I'm going to stick it on him, clip it on. It's going to be, ooh, let's back up so you can see. Here we go. So right behind his ears, it's going to go up. I don't want it down here. That's where we get the coughing, the choking noise. So it's going to be right up. And ideally, the throat plate or the buckle is going to be right at that trachea. Because ideally, when we're walking, you want the corrections to be right up top of his neck. It's okay if it slides a little bit. That's 100% normal. Now, our expectation for walking is the same of his body has to be in line with your body. It is a privilege to get all 6 feet and to be ahead or to behind or off to the side. It is a privilege. We will earn that privilege. And when you say, okay, go smell, and it's from 1 yard to another yard, that is something that you can dictate to him now to, okay, you can do your thing. Excuse you. No, good boy. But while you guys are walking, ideally, his body is aligned with yours. So when you decide to walk, let's go. He just kind of cruises with you. And if you need to give a correction, you're going to give a tug and release. So I want you to think of like a wrist flick. it needs to be quick, because what we're not doing is we're not lawnmowering the dog. We're not giving those hard corrections. We're not doing long, slow corrections, giving it back. It is just a, hey, I need you to pay attention, like a shirt tug. Hey, I need you to focus. Good boy. Yes. You can do this with walking. You can do this with boredom training. You can do this when you're cleaning the house and you want to attach him to you. The idea is he has to just, it's time to listen, time to focus. That's a good boy. Yeah. All right. I'm going to clip here a little bit of our work yesterday and a little bit of work this morning. Because it was such a nice day this morning, I went ahead and pulled him for another walk, so you get to see a little bit of both. But I wanted to kind of discuss the prong collar for you. If you have any questions, if you're not feeling comfortable with it, let me know. There's a couple other techniques that we can try and a couple different gear that we can try. The biggest thing is we want clear communication. And however you feel comfortable giving that clear communication is how Alfie can learn. He's a smart dog. As much as he's kind of a goofy guy, he also has the intelligence. He is trying to anticipate what to do next. Excuse you. Yes. Deska boy. Yes. But cool.
So here you can see us working on the outside walking. I did speed this up because you don't need to watch us do a ton of walking, but particularly watch his feet. Look how he prances. He is so happy to walk and to enjoy this that he's just cruising. Now, I do give him a couple little corrections, but notice that looseness on the leash. He actually is coming back. Okay, so here's another viewpoint of us walking. So when you walk with him, especially with a long leash, one hand's going to be your anchor hand, the other hand's going to be your talking hand. And you can trade the leash left and right as long as he is transitioning behind you, not in front of you. I'm okay with dogs walking on either side, and I'm okay with them switching lanes as long as they're not being speed bumps. No, you're going to see me kind of duck here for a second because I walked right into a tree. Alfred was like, oh, this is cool. But what I'm doing is a tug and release. So he's walking right next to me. You can tell where his body is in lane with mine. Now right here, I'm going to do a full, I think a 180, and then I do another 180. I'm using my thigh to turn him and see how he's looking up and engaged. That's what we want him to do generally when you call him or need to do walks. Now, this is body pressure. This is me saying, hey, I need you to focus instead. On walks and with a nice big sidewalk, it is really nice and kind of easy. When I did this on Friday with belt leash, we tripped. Had some epic splats. But you really can see his tail and just his like, yeah, I'm doing it. He really loves working. And once he realizes, hey, this is a game, I'd occasionally feed him treats from my side. I call his name a couple times. He got this down pretty quickly. Now, we do have some bunnies and birds in the bushes. So there are some light distractions, not people or dogs, but there's some wildlife around us. Overall, he did really well on our morning walk on Thursday morning, and he did really well on Wednesday too. I didn't get a ton of great footage of it, so that's why you only see the place caught. But overall, he's such a love. He really wants to just please you so much, and that prong collar has made the clarification of walking so much cleaner. Let me know if you have any questions.